For your viewing pleasure, this broadcast of the Municipal Council meeting of Alpena is made possible by the funding provided by the City of Alpena. Thank you for your generosity.
Good evening and welcome to the Alpena City Council meeting of October 1st, 2018. Call the roll, please.
Hess?
Here.
Johnson is excused. Nielsen?
Here.
Nowak?
Here.
And Walgora.
Here. Please rise for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, any modifications to the meeting this evening? No, definitely not. Okay. Approval of the minutes for open and closed sessions of September 17th, 2018. Any issues or corrections? Citizens appearing before council on agenda and non-agenda items are allowed 5 minutes each to address your concerns. This is the only time during tonight's meeting that you're allowed to address council. If you'd like to do so, please come to the podium and state your name and address for our records. Okay, on the consent agenda this evening, A is bills to be allowed in the amount of $128,794.42. B is light the night for fallen firefighters. And C is a budget amendment request for the water fund.
I move we approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Hess?
Yes.
Nielsen?
Yes.
Nowak?
Yes.
And Walgora.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Let's get down to announcements. The announcement tonight is the Alpena County Intergovernmental Council will meet at 7 p.m. on Thursday, October 4th, 2018 at the Sanborn Township Hall located at 12025 U.S. Highway 23 South in Ossineke. And the only addition to that is that the major topic of discussion is an update on the jail. No one had anything else? Okay, we'll skip down to new business. It's 14. First one is pavement marking services renewal. Rich?
Back in 2014, the City of Alpena received an open bids for pavement marking services. The bid documents were sent to various firms as well as posted on the city website with 2 bids received. The contract was awarded to PK Contracting with contract language that allows for the renewal of the contract for 1 additional 5-year period if both parties can agree on the prices. PK did provide renewal pricing for 2019 through 2023, as shown in the memo. PK Contracting has worked for many years as the pavement marking contractor for the city and has worked well with city and its staff in completing the required work. It is my recommendation as city engineer that city council approve the pavement marking services renewal prices with PK Contracting for the as-bid unit prices. Funding is annually budgeted for this ongoing maintenance work over the duration of the contract. And basically, it's we typically do a full mark, go through, do all the stop bars, parking stalls, etc. 1 year, the next year we'll do a partial mark that may only get center lines and edge lines and any missing or faded markings. So on the full mark years, it's usually right around 30,000, 30 to 32, somewhere in there. And on the off years, it runs in that $10,000 to $12,000 range.
Okay. So when they've got an as-bid price on here, like 35, 39, that may not be the price, it's more or less time and materials?
It's the materials based on the lineal footage that we actually mark in that particular year.
Okay. All right. And if, on this too, Rich, just so we all understand, if we decided not to renew this and then put it back out for bids, there's always that opportunity that the overall cost would go right back up, you know, because they don't have to stay at anywhere near these prices. They can just rebid it at higher prices.
Correct.
Okay, all right.
And my only question earlier to Rich before the meeting was that whether there was still just mainly two in the market. There's only two contractors in the market. There had been back in 2014, and now there is now. And their 2023 numbers are still much lower than the 2018 numbers from the other companies.
Yeah.
So
I noticed that as well.
definitely satisfied with the
Yes.
company.
So I move we approve the contract renewal with PK Contracting for the as-bid prices.
Second.
Nielsen?
Yes.
Noah?
Yes.
Walagora?
Aye.
And Hess?
yes,
Motion carried.
Next up is laptops, desktops, and monitors bid. Steve?
On Monday, September 24th, the city received and opened bids for laptop and desktop computers and monitors. The bids were advertised on the city website, emailed to 15 vendors, and we had 8 bids received. Kind of difficult to go through. We really only had 3 bids that were really usable. The other ones were, you know, they're out of spec, or they didn't understand the whole bidding process. It's hard sometimes with some of the computer vendors, as they're not really familiar with the sealed bid process, so we'll get them trained here eventually. But the specifications requested pricing for 8 laptops, 13 desktops, and 20 monitors. These units are going to replace systems that are range in 3.5 to 5 years old. This basically will get everybody on the same replacement cycle. Everybody who uses it, or all the computers that are used daily by the same person, you know, throughout the week. Those computers, you know, are within a year or two of each other now, and so we're going to get them on the same replacement cycle. We have many other computers that are used by multiple personnel. Those don't really see the same wear and tear as these do, so that's why we're gonna get these all in the same cycle. So we also explained that the city may elect to purchase different items from different vendors in the best interest of the city. You know, we can break up the bid how we see to save the city money. While Gov Connection Incorporated was low on the laptops and SHI International was low on the desktops, 1010 Technology, a local bidder, was within the required 5% of both to enact the local bidder's preference. When we contacted 1010, they were able to match the desktop pricing, but they were not able to match the laptop pricing. And that is how our low bidder's preference is written, is that the low bidder has to lower their price to that. You know, even though they're within the 5%, they still can't do it for the price they bid. They have to bid, you know, they have to lower their price in order, you know, and that's the best interest of the city. That saves us money. So they were, like I said, able to do it for the desktops, but not for the laptops. The pricing was requested for 2 different types of monitors, a preferred choice and an alternate one that cost a little bit less. Gov Connection was the low bid for both monitors, and in comparison, the higher priced model is only $17.99 more per monitor for a total of $359.80. And the higher resolution and brightness of the better monitors, I think, is certainly worth the additional cost. So in consideration of the above, it is my recommendation as IT coordinator to award the desktop portion of the bid to local bidder 1010 Technology in the amount of $8,788, and the laptop and monitor portion of the bid to Gov Connection in the amount of $10,773.52. Splitting the bid is in the best interest of the city, and I have spoke with both vendors, and they are in agreement with that decision. There is sufficient funding within the durable goods line item for the purchase of laptops and desktops. We budgeted $15,000, and I can take an additional $145.12 from the new technology line item. And then the monitors come in as supplies because of their price, and there's sufficient money in supplies to take care of that purchase.
Before we get any further, I will request from council that I abstain from this conversation because I work for panel processing, and 1010 Technology falls under the umbrella of panel processing, so we all work this.
I move we allow the mayor to abstain from conversation and vote.
Noah?
Yes.
Hess?
yes,
And Nielsen?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Steve, the only question I have, and you may have covered this, so I apologize if you did, is what is the average cycle of the equipment right now? Is it gotten a little bit farther out now? Is it 3 to 5, or is it?
It's a little different with laptops than desktops, because the laptops are meant as a tool to be, taken home, log in from home, do some work from home. So those average 3 to 3.5 years. The desktops, we're finding we can go 4 to 5 years on the desktops now, so.
I do have, just out of curiosity, what happens to the things that you're cycling out?
This cycle through, I've got some pretty good machines left over, and I think I'm gonna look into probably, similar with our cell phones. It would be up for, this would have to be talked about, discussed, amongst staff. But initially, we would offer them up to the people who originally used them. We have to come up with a price, and then go beyond that if those people didn't want those, and we go to the mass staff, city staff, and sell them. And then after that, they would go out to an eBay or a Craigslist type of bid. Generally, they don't make it that far. Usually the people who have been using them get their same laptop or their same phone back. That's how we would typically handle it. So we just have to come up with some pricing, some fair pricing on it, and see where we're at.
That's good.
That's what we would do, I think.
Yeah.
That's what I would propose anyway, at this point, so.
Good. Thank you.
I move we award the purchase of the desktop portion of this to 1010 Technologies in the amount of $8,798, and the purchase of the laptops and monitors to Gov Connection in the amount of $10,773.52.
Second.
I think I have that right.
Hess,
Yes.
Nielsen,
Yes.
and Noak.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thanks, Steve. Next up is the application for Inspiration Brewery to be considered for approval for the Michigan Liquor Control Commission for a liquor license.
Derek Husner, owner of Inspiration Brewery, is requesting council's recommendation for his liquor license application to be considered for approval by the Michigan Liquor Control Commission. Inspiration Brewery will be located in the former Hallmark store on Chisholm Street. And then after you approve it, I will complete the application upon recommendation or denial. That's it.
And is this just the liquor license itself, just covering what is being brewed within that area, or is that for everything?
Joel?
I didn't know
Joel
if there was a
usually-
separate.
He usually handles the liquor licensing.
This is a standard form. I spoke with the LCC agent. They're kind of tasked with doing the investigations now, for the most part, unless they need assistance from us. And I contacted him regarding this, and he says it's a standard form, simply whether council wants to approve basically the business going in and the license. It's very preliminary right now. They haven't submitted anything. I don't think they've even started the investigation.
Okay.
So it's more so for you to consider, do you want the business going into that area, and would you approve a license? I can't really offer any more information because I don't have it really at this time.
Okay.
But it's a standard form.
Standard form.
As part of the application packet.
Okay.
And the only thing I would add, and it's merely semantics, is that we're not approving it, it's just a recommendation.
That's true.
The Liquor Control Commission will do the approval, sometimes whether we recommend it or not, I would assume.
That is correct. Good point, sir.
Thank you. Thanks, Joel.
Does anyone know if there'd be a lot of modification to that building?
Absolutely.
Oh, they're doing it now, yeah.
Got it.
It's gutted.
Quite a bit?
Yeah, it's gonna be nice. I move we approve the request from Derek Husner and recommend his liquor license application.
Second.
Nielsen,
Yes.
Noak,
Yes.
Walagora,
Aye.
and Hess.
Yes.
Motion carried.
I move we adjourn to closed session to discuss water sewer litigation.
Second.
Noak,
Yes.
Walagora,
Aye.
Hess,
Yes.
and Nielsen.
Yes.
Motion carried.